Okay, so today is the 31st of January. I don't know how everybody else feels, but this time a month ago, we were all getting ready to welcome in the new year. So how are you doing, everyone? How are those New Year's resolutions panning out? It does go quickly when you're busy, the time, I must admit. And we are still here and we're still on track, and very pleased to welcome Isaac and his new lady um, to the broader team, and wishing all of us and you, Isaac, and your new person all success. Susan, thank you for coming all the way from Stellenbosch, Meryl from Ladysmith, um, Gillian and Hermine, you're in Howick, Murray, Maritzburg, and here we are again and on our journey with this NEOLIFE business. So the topic for today, and I apologize for not having sent out the link. Rob sends it to me and then I'm supposed to send it on to you. And there was a little bit of a hitch this week, so I forgot to send it on. But it's always the same Zoom number. All right, there's no change in that at the moment. So this week we're going to start off with the topic of the NEOLIFE difference. And I would really appreciate if you want to put any comments in on the chat, include anything that I forget, ask questions, and engage, because it helps us to all learn from each other. So Rob, you've opened up the share, and I'm going to open up my PowerPoint here. And I'm just going to do this and take this thing here. I think it's this one. It's so easy when you know how, but when you don't know how, after all these years, you think I knew exactly what I was doing, but I'm still learning. So let me just see if I can get this picture to take away the side. But all right, let me just, and then I want to put all of you on the side over there. So there are tons of differences between NEOLIFE and the other things that are going on out there in the world in terms of these kind of companies. I just want to see if I can do this like that. No, that's not working. I'm going to do that. No, that one's not working.
F5, there we go.
There we go. That's better. All right. Okay, so I think the things that for us, especially for new people to get to remember, is that in terms of our history, you need to learn the basics of the NEOLIFE story. And so the company came into existence in 1958. So there should be a little arrow here. Let me go back there. Let me go back that way. Let me go this way. No, I'm going the wrong way. Sorry, just going back. This is my whole PowerPoint for you. Okay, I seem to have lost the top one again. Sorry, Rob, don't get frustrated with me. I'm getting there. All right, I think I'm just going to leave it like that. All right, so the Scientific Advisory Board, Super 10 and LDC demonstrations are what we're talking about today. So to go back to the NEOLIFE difference, the company started in 1958 in California by a young man by the name of Jerry Brassfield with his brother. And they were 18 or so youngsters coming out of adolescence. And Jerry, when he tells the story, always said his father kept on telling him to go and get a job. And his mother, when his father wasn't looking, told him to keep going and do whatever he was wanting to do. And, you know, so there was obviously no desire to go and become an academic, or maybe there wasn't money to go to university or anything like that. Remember, the world is coming out of the Second World War, and these were just enthusiastic youngsters trying to make a living. And so they got into this door-to-door selling idea, business kind of thing. I don't think it was called Golden Products or NEOLIFE at that stage. And that was the beginnings of what has been turned into one of the biggest industries in the world today, which of course is network marketing. The years passed, and within a decade, Jerry could retire already from the amount of money he had made. And I've gathered that they started with a few cleaning products and a few of the nutritional products, specifically Tree. And then in the roundabout 10, 15, 20 years later, Jerry was offered to combine his Golden Products company with what is now called NEOLIFE. And this is where one of our main differentiators comes. So we have to differentiate all the time. And I think, Rob, you put up clearly on the WhatsApp group this week when the question came up about another company's products, that it isn't always a good idea to make comparisons, because you can't compare when you are so much better than the rest. But that's just a little argument that my own mind has every now and then. Questions are welcomed and comments. And anyway, so the founder of the NEOLIFE company was bailing out, and he offered and actually gave NEOLIFE to Jerry because he had seen what Jerry was doing, and he wanted his company to be in safe hands. And along with this company called NEOLIFE came what we call the Scientific Advisory Board. Now, the SAB, not the South African Bureau of Standards, or South African Breweries, sorry, that's the one I was thinking of, which was started by this picture on the screen now by this man, Dr. Arthur First. For new people, it is very, very important that you learn about Dr. First, F-U-R-S-T. He has a bust of his head is in one of the top universities in London. He was the creator of oral chemotherapy. And the story goes that when he was considering founding, which essentially was the first scientific advisory board that many companies have followed on with, he said to the NEOLIFE people, I'm happy to come and work with you on one condition. And I'm just summarizing into my layman's language what he said to them, but was that he would work with this company only if they were prepared to use whole food for the manufacture of the supplements that were going to come into existence. He did not want to have anything more to do with chemicals. And so, interestingly enough, the first product, and it has his signature and stamp on it, that he was responsible for with the emerging scientific advisory board, is a product called Beta Guard, which was put together specifically, as I understand it, to help people who might be going through things like chemotherapy, to detoxify the heavy metals, etc., that come with those treatments. And we still suggest it to people who would like to use it for that reason. So he had, I don't know how many doctorates, a credibility and an integrity second to none. His life story is worth looking up. He came from very, very hard beginnings, and he got himself educated and then reached the highest peak in the scientific world. And he's to put together this scientific advisory board. Now, I haven't put a picture of it up. I couldn't find one of the most recent ones, but the scientific advisory board, they keep, it gets adjusted every now and then. They bring in new people. Some people leave. And the important thing you have to remember about it is that approximately 30 firsts that are now normally used within the world of nutrition, these things were invented by this group of scientists. So our slogan is based in nature, backed by science. Based in nature, backed by science. So NEOLIFE is incredibly proud of its scientific history. It separates us from the rest. Every single product is tested, first of all, on the Scientific Advisory Board members themselves. There's no animal testing, etc. And all our products are coming from human food. And because of the high integrity of this board, organizations outside of NEOLIFE have approached NEOLIFE and are asked to test products like the carotenoid complex independently. So when you go through your catalog and you do things on the back office, especially as you start building your own knowledge, which is what we all have to keep doing non-stop as we become top-rate distributors, is to find out all this information slowly and surely. Dr. Ariana Karugi, who is still on our Scientific Advisory Board, Dr. Stanford passed away, Dr. First passed away a few years ago. He was based at Stanford University. Many of the members of the Scientific Advisory Board are actively involved in university scientific departments. And Dr. Ariana Karugi, with the help of working under Dr. First, who trained her, has been responsible for many, many of our fantastic products like Omega. So there are many more differentiators, I'm sure, that we can come to. But I want to move on then to the second part of today's presentation, which is on the demo. So we have this amazing Scientific Advisory Board with the stamp on it. Every product, every single one of our products has that stamp on it to ensure the integrity is present for our products. Now, how to do a demonstration. Complete shift in thinking. I just want to see how I can. I'm going to just jump through, okay, to the back here. I don't know how I get back to the front again. So maybe I should have put this little slide earlier. A challenge to each one of us here, including you, Isaac and Susan. When I joined NEOLIFE and I thought I was going to make $1 million in a month, and it didn't happen, I had to eat humble pie and realize that this thing was never going to happen unless I got out there and found people to talk to. And the way I did it was with the demonstration basket. I literally got a basket that looked like this one on the screen. And I put into my basket a white cloth, often a towel, like a dish towel, and sometimes a white face cloth, but you've got to have a white cloth. I would put in a Super 10 bottle, usually opened. So I had a spare one that I kept using for demonstration purposes and a spray bottle, a bottle of LDC and a mixer bottle, a packet of G1. I could probably have changed that G1 mini scoop, always a mini scoop or two, a black crayon, a piece of old carpet or a demo board. I see that the company is not selling demo boards anymore. You would have to make your own. A small sealed bottle of cooking oil, the G1 mini scoop, flyers or print info sheets, broccoli optional, and always a big smile. So by putting together a little bag or a basket or a Woolworths black bag or whatever it is, some people like a cool bag as well, because you can throw in a couple of the nutritional supplement products as well, like a Tree and N or an Omega. And if you're traveling in a car, you need to keep things cool. But the basket for me is the way to go. It is not a difficult thing to ask a person, if I could show you some amazing environmentally safe products, would you be interested? Sure, people say. And you go along and you enter into their kitchen and you talk to them and you demonstrate these amazing products. So let me see if I can take this backwards now. Okay, so let's go to the beginning again. And it's this one here. All right, so what you have to do if you're going to take this method to build your business, You need to realize that particularly in South Africa, but also all over the world, so people who might be listening from other countries, Super 10 and LDC are there. And it is our job to get these products out there. I mean, in the local spa here, they are selling environmentally safe cleaning stuff for horrific prices. So first of all, our home care range is all absolutely environmentally safe. It is child safe. And the lovely joke from the nurse at the training is always she had seen children come in and children die. You know, people mix things in bottles that then the kid comes and drinks it. But the worst that can happen for a child is that they will foam at to the top and the bottom. And for anybody else who happen to want to, by mistake, drink the stuff, what for, I don't know, but it's not for drinking. These are, the Super 10 is a heavy duty cleaner. And you would demonstrate it with your mixing bottle. And I have learned of experience that you don't need to mix more than 1 in 10 for almost every cleaning job. At the moment, there's a massive oil spill in our carport, which I still need to go and film cleaning. So film yourself as well when you are doing this stuff so that you've got something to share on our group, share to other people. So Super 10 will clean anything that you can wash with water. Now, to help you build your information, on the back office, about a year or two ago, the company did a whole lot of Winning Wednesday videos, and there is specifically a one there, and this picture here is taken off the Winning Wednesday story about Super 10. It is a 7-minute video to teach you everything you need to know for a demonstration on Super 10. And it comes in on the back office under Winning Wednesdays. Also next door to it, and these are only 2 pages of about 5, is a cheat sheet. So you need to, this starts off with page 1, it's back to front here. Let me turn it around. Sorry, everybody, just messing around with my thing here, but let's take it back to the way it was. If you have a look at it, biodegradable, concentrated, dissolution, what it is, the process for which a substance such as dirt or grease is broken down, dilution ratio, free rinsing, grease emulsification, all the information is there. You don't have to write an exam, everybody, to learn this. You pass on your points. The more points you get is an indication of how well you're doing on how to do these tasks. So if it were me, I would print this off, and I would make sure that I've got the full copy with me, and you use it and give it to people. Some people have gone and made their own sheets out of this information, and it therefore doesn't use so much paper for printing. But you have to have some sort of tool to help you as you go through your demonstration to remind you of everything. So again, on what the Super 10 will do, it will wash everything that you can wash with water, but please be careful with leather and any kind of upholstery. You should do a testing point where it won't be necessarily seen in case it was to cause color to run. It's very rare that happens, but it can happen on leather. So be careful with leather products like snake skin, crocodile skin, or any kind of leathers. But I put on my list there that you have to carry some black chalk with you, and not black chalk, black crayon. And on occasions I've run out of black crayon, and I run out to the shoe cleaning box outside and I grab the black shoe polish, because shoe polish is used to keep leather shiny. But Super 10, to demonstrate it, you can either draw some black crayon onto a piece of old carpet, or you can on a person's carpet in their home, you can actually draw a little bit of black crayon. I've done it in people's homes often, and then they're freaked out at what you're doing to their carpet, and then you clean it and you show them, and up that little spot comes up cleaner than the rest of the carpet. I'm not suggesting that you do that everywhere. You can even do it on a tile, but black crayon is essential for illustrating and demonstrating to people how this product removes particularly oil-based stains and marks. You can use it on upholstery. You can do spot cleaning. You can clean your bathroom. You can clean your kitchen cupboards. You can clean your anything and everything in your home. You can take strip wallpaper with it. So you've got to go through this list with people and open their eyes to the potential. And then the main thing that people need to understand that you're mixing it at 1 in 10 and you're going to get 22 500 ml bottles. Now, if you calculate over 20, 30 years, it's nearly 1 billion bottles that have been saved from going into landfill sites with plastic from all these cleaning products that we have. Okay, I'm being a bit long-winded. I'm going to keep moving. So just to remind you, if you go on the back office, you've got the Winning Wednesdays, and there are more than this there as well, but I would look at that one with Connie giving a training on Super 10. You have your cheat sheet, and that's more or less all you need to know. And then a repetition, the same thing comes for the light duty cleaner, the liquor dog cleaner, the LDC, any way you want to call it. This is the front page of the Winning Wednesday for LDC. It's all distributor training. They had on for every Wednesday for about 8 weeks or so. Very worthwhile to go for, especially for new people, Isaac, like you and your new person. Go and look for Winning Wednesdays and listen to those and get the training there for helping you as we build your businesses. Just one page I took out for the cheat sheet on the LDC. Now, there is no other product on the market that we know of that is similar to LDC. LDC, you can literally wash your dog with it. You can wash your dishes with it. You can clean, you can bubble bath with it. Men shave with it. And what we do mostly with it, I mean, hundreds of things we use with it. That when the grandchildren come, they bubble bath in it. We have it in our own shower. We use it
Can you
for
just make
washing
it bigger,
ourselves.
Monica?
Let me try and make it bigger. I don't know how to do that. I can do that. There we go. This
Yeah.
is only a few of the examples that are on this cheat sheet. It's about 5 or 6 pages on your back office. It's an alkaline cleaner, so the pH more basic than neutral, effective at breaking grease, oil, and organic dirt. It's biodegradable. It's got what it is, the ingredients in a cleaner that to do actual work of breaking down, removing dirt and grime. It's concentrated, etc., etc. So LDC actually can sometimes be a bigger seller than Super 10 when people fall in love with it, which is what they do. And many people have to wear gloves when they wash their dishes. You don't have to do that with LDC. Okay, so why would I have put a little bottle of oil into your basket? And I'd put it in a little plastic bag because it sometimes leaks in my basket. So I have this as a permanent fixture in my home. I have my basket sitting there waiting for the next demonstration. It is something that you need to actually have there waiting. So the main demonstration for LDC, and there are lots of videos out there for this, you would get the person you are demonstrating to into their kitchen at the basin. You would have your oil and you'd have a cloth for drying hands. You would, and your pre-mix of LDC. You can mix it up to 50% LDC water. We go down to 1 in 5. And we get 18 to 20 bottles of those small bottles out of the mixing bottles. So it's a different kind of ratio and mix that you get than compared to the Super 10. But it's still very, very effective. And I also just mentioned that we have a grey water system in our home, and we're very confident with what's going out there because of there's mostly LDC in there. Fantastic to go back into the environment. So when you take your little bottle of oil, make your person that you are demonstrating to put the oil on their hands and rub it in. Then I run hot or cold water, whatever we've got there, and I say to them, did the water take that off? smell it and it smells awful, it looks awful, it feels awful. And then you just give them a small squirt of LDC. They wash their hands and they can't believe how it removes that oil. The second demonstration, which is optional, is using the, if you've got some in your kitchen, is some a head of broccoli, and then you pour water over the broccoli before you put the LDC on. I like to have a little basin, so you catch the water in the basin for the water that's being poured over the broccoli, and you will see that the water just drips off the sides. It does not penetrate in. And you're saying to the person, where did this broccoli come from? Whose hands have touched it? What plastic has it had wrapped around it? And then when it was grown, what things were sprayed on it? And you can get more and more, give more detail there to remind people of this kind of food that we are eating. Then you put a little spray, a little squirt of LDC on top of that head of broccoli, pour your water over. You immediately see that the water runs through the broccoli into your basin, turn the broccoli over and swirl it around. You will be shocked to see how dirty that water is, and you've got a user for the rest of their lives because they realize how amazing this is. If I could have got a clear enough picture, I put all my new bag of apples into a bowl of water, put the squirt in the other day, left them to soak for about half a day because I forgot to go and empty it out, and the water was brown. And we're eating that. So then, to finish off again, I've given you the basics. You need that white cloth so that you can show the person. Sometimes I will go into a kitchen with the Super 10 and I will see some dirty marks on a table or a cupboard or fingerprints, and you can then show them on the white cloth. But if you've demonstrated with your black crayon, you need to have that white cloth to show them how the dirt is coming out. Your bottle of Super 10 spray bottle, obviously, your LDC and mixer bottle. The G1 is also very good to start introducing to people, that the focus should be totally on Super 10 and LDC. But you can start adding in the G1. You can add in a care, and you can add carpet glow. All the NEOLIFE information recommends using Super 10 for cleaning the oven. Yes, it works. The oven door, though, can be cleaned 500 times better with a spray of the carpet glow, which is a different story, but just I mentioned that today. All right, and don't forget the big smile. Hey, has anybody sent me any questions? Hello, Claudie. I didn't see you had arrived. So, Rob, how much time have we got?
10 minutes.
Okay, so that for us today is our learn about the Scientific Advisory Board, the heritage of the company founded in 1958, and then how to do an LDC Super 10 home care demonstration. Now, this program that I'm following with you at the moment gives you all an assignment for this week. So, please take note. Your assignment. Sorry, back into teacher mode. You have to do a 2-minute product demonstration for a family member. So that's particularly for Isaac and Susan, or a friend, and Claudie. And can you please send us a video of you doing it? Everybody here is being challenged. Hermine, for you again, I challenge you, and Meryl, just to do that demonstration. In terms of who you do it to or with, it astonished me the very first one I ever did. So this is a little testimonial. Our youngest was in a small baby kind of group, preschool group. And I had reached out to another mother and asked her if she would be interested in looking at these products for her own home because of children in particular. So it's a very good way to focus. And because it's not just about selling the product, you're offering somebody something that's going to improve their lives. And so I went along to this very, very fancy house with my basket, and I was shaking a little bit inside. And I was taken into the kitchen, and um, the madam wanted me to show the products very naturally, the absolutely the right thing to do, to the cleaner lady, to the housekeeper. And she was a housekeeper, superb housekeeper. So what I didn't realize, what the madam hadn't told me, was that the housekeeper, and this has happened more than once over the years, was suffering from terrible allergies to the normal handy Andy type products. So it was out of kindness and love from her own heart that she was looking for something for her housekeeper. And she became a long-time user. And as the demonstration came to the end, I was still in the kitchen on my own with the housekeeper. And I was in a panic because the next Sunday or Saturday, the NEOLIFE was having one of their monthly meetings, as we have here in Joburg, where Susan, you came to the one down in Randburg while you were up here. And we had been threatened that we had to bring a visitor. Well, I was trying to push myself to get a visitor. And I looked at this housekeeper, and her name was Anna. And I looked at her, and she was looking at me directly. She was so interested in the products. And I said to Anna, do you want to come to a meeting with me on Saturday? And the rest was history. She came and she joined the business and became a very, very close friend for many, many years until she sadly passed away. So you never know who you're going to meet as you go along, but you have to, for me, it really is a gut thing, a feeling, a gut. How do you feel about a person? Do you feel as if the person is really genuinely interested? And on that occasion, Anna was, and her madam was very happy that Anna was earning some extra money on the side, but especially that the home was being cleaned with these amazing environmentally safe products. Hi, Claudie. Have I left anything out that anybody else would like to share any information or a testimonial about the Super 10 and the LDC? Isaac, any questions? Claudie, questions? Susan? 5 minutes. Well, I'm challenging you now all to go and do that demonstration. And if you haven't got a person to do the demonstration to, and if you haven't yet bought the products to do the demonstration, you need to get your products. And then you need to focus in on even demonstrating to your pot plant. You have to practice.
I think
All right. So
the
yeah.
biggest thing that you've got to remember about the Super 10 is that it's water-based. So when you spray it on something, you don't immediately get a bubbling happening or anything like that. So often it takes a bit of patience just to allow the Super 10 to do its work, and to start reacting with whatever is on the soiled garment or soiled surface, and allow it to work. Just expect to wipe and to clean it up. It doesn't always work like that. You got to spray it, leave it for a while, and then it works.
Another testimonial is from somebody once saying they'd had a braai and they just sprayed the Super 10 onto the grease and everything else at the end of the braai, and then they were blown away in the morning. They just came and wiped it all off, cleaned off without any problem. So that also reiterates what Rob is saying there. All right, now, people, Monday is our month end. You have till midnight to finish off your orders to make sure you've got your 100 points in order to benefit from any bonuses that you might be entitled to. You all must be focusing in on your next step, which would be for new people. Susan, Isaac, and Claudie, welcome. It's fantastic to have you again. You are working towards your 100 points and then towards becoming a manager, remember that your first bonus comes in at 250 points. So your target, if you don't make it in the month of January, is to make sure that in February you are focusing on getting yourself a new distributor. Up to 3 is what is recommended in the month. And at the same time, get out there and start showing people how the Super 10 and the LDC work. And you will find that your 250 points will suddenly appear. And and as a result of your demonstrations, that bit of work will start bringing back the income that you are looking for. So without much more ado, we wish you all a happy last day of January and a fantastic month end and a wonderful start into February. Thanks, everybody. Thank you so much for coming. See you again next week.
Thank you. Bye.
Thank you,
Enjoy the
Sun.
day.
Thank you so much, Sun.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Monica.
Murray.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, Lottie.
Thanks,
Thanks,
Monica.
Hermine. Thanks, Meryl. Thank you, Isaac. Keep going. Keep strong. Don't give up.